Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Uma, that is Kawakami Princess, as well as a rerun of the support cards, Seiyun Sky and Yano Muteki. And so with these, we are expecting these to come out tomorrow based on the timeline, but we won't be actually getting December's timeline until later today. So I'll be looking out for that. I'll have a video out once that drops, but just know these are going to be coming here fairly quickly here. And so like with all my videos, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Uma first here. Look at her stat bonuses, her skills, and all that, and see whether or not she's going to be worth it to pull at this current time with all the other banners coming out, as well as the support cards. Now these are reruns, so we can kind of go through them fairly quick compared to the Uma. So with that, let's just go ahead and take a look at Kawakami Princess here first. So the first thing right off the bat, stat bonuses. Not as big of a fan of stat bonuses. Anything that has the 20% guts is very hard to build around. Now you have 10% power, so I could see this one being a little bit better than, say, something that has bonuses to like speed or something. And one of the reasons being, when you build around this, you're pretty much going to want to build in power sparks, and then you use stamina cards to get your stamina versus stamina sparks and using power to get stamina. And that is just because you want to be able to take advantage of that 20% in guts through hitting stamina. Kind of the same reason why I built a very high amount of power sparks for Libra Cup, and that's because Narita Taishin has that issue of 20% guts, and I want to be hitting stamina to take advantage of that 20% versus using a lot of stamina sparks and then hitting power. Only real negative thing there, kind of makes it a little bit harder to build, and you have to just kind of think about it when it comes to parents and grandparents. Now, when it comes to aptitudes, I actually do like her aptitudes. She can pretty much do anything, but she's really built for medium and miles. She is a turf runner, and then as well as being late, but is pace C, so it wouldn't be too hard to get her up to A there. But like a lot of the Umas I like for parents and grandparents, she's got A in only 3 things, meaning that you're going to have much easier time getting the right red spark that you want on the aptitude. And so, like with mediums, I'm always looking for turf or medium on that parent, so you have a 2/3 chance to get one of those two, and then you just gotta hope you get more stars for it. So overall, pretty good there. The negative here is going to be kind of on her ult. It might sound okay at first, but when you kind of see the condition you have to hit, it looks pretty bad. So if she increases velocity with a pretty princess power when engaged in a challenge on the final straight. And the key part with this is when engaged in a challenge. And so when you look at the conditions here, it is a pretty long, a long duration of 5 seconds, but she has to have, it's got to be past the final corner, basically, so the final straight. And then she has to be blocked on the side for 2 seconds, so greater than or equal to 2 seconds, and then she'll activate it, and you'll have a big speed boost. So this is kind of a win condition to a certain extent if you're in the front and you're challenging for first on that final straight, or even maybe second or something. And you're there long enough, it'll give you a big speed boost for 5 seconds that can help push you into first place. But that's a much harder condition to hit, because when you look at what it is, it's the number of sides you have them blocked on at least one side. And usually on that final straight, it always seems like somebody's passing. They're not just sitting there. And so the timing wise, it might be a little bit harder to trigger based on what I can tell. I much prefer something like Triumphant Pulse, where all you have to do is be right behind them. And bam, triggers, and then you blast by them. So pretty hard to trigger on that one. Nimble Nav. Now she has built-in Nimble Navigator, no stopping me. So with Unity Cup, it's not as useful as we can get it from Unity Cup very easily. Now you will get a discount on it with her, but we have easy access to it. I can see this being more valuable. Those that have built-in no stopping me will be a lot more valuable in making you track, because the support card that gives it only has 5% race bonus, so you're going to have to offset that with stronger race bonus cards, while someone with it built in for your late surgers and all that will not have to worry about that, and then they continue to just use much stronger support cards when it comes to that race bonus, as well as kind of looking at future content as well. You can use stronger cards in other scenarios as well, rather than having to use one that specifically has the skill, because it's going to continue to be good for a while. And then Unyielding Spirits, you have a mile skill, Outer Swell, Standard Distance, you can get a little bit more stamina in the standard distance ones, and then Rising Dragon. Prepared to Pass, if you want to run her as a pace chaser. Home Stretch Haste, so she has another skill kind of for that final straight. And then you should get a discount on our swell down here. So overall on her, I mean, she's not, I'm not really seeing too much that I can see wanting to pull for other than parent and grandparents. I mean, her alt is just too conditional. And then while no stopping me is nice, we already have free options on that aspect, like with Mayano Top Gun, for example. And then Rising Dragon is surprisingly built into also Major Orion, which has a way more useful alt because it's an alt that you're inheriting on everybody. So if you use Major Orion, who has that, you're getting the built-in stronger version of her alt. And then you can always just get No Stopping Me from Unity Cup currently, or the card in future scenarios. And so there's just nothing really screaming must have unless she's an Oshi on this one. And so now when we take a look at the support cards here, we have Yano Muteki, which when she came out, I thought was a really, really good card. Very good for parent making, but very good as a borrow. And the main reason was at Limit Break 3, she only has hint levels 3, but at Limit Break 4, which is MLB, she has hint levels 4. And the really nice thing with hint levels 4 is you immediately max a skill as soon as you get it, so you won't see it again in the hint pool when you get a hint off of her. And these are all fairly good skills, as well as in her event chain, very easy to get play times over on it. Yeah, it's on, not as big of a deal anymore as we get it from Unity Cup, but down the line I could see some value out of it for ramp up. One problem though now is a lot of us are now borrowing, whether it's King Halo or Smart Falcon, because those have groundwork and Uma stand, as well as maybe something else for Straightaway Spurt or any other like skills. A lot of support cards after the changes on November 11th have had other skills added to them. I mean, yeah, it's they're kind of all over the place. There's a lot of changes to them. Too much to list. Like one just being that I really like is Tamamo Cross having Tail Held High built into her, for example. And so lost a little bit of its value from there. Still, I would definitely not pull because, like I said, you definitely want MLB for that hint level 4 to get the full value of it. So definitely a whale card here, easy skip. And then Seiyun Sky is kind of in another situation of being a borrow card. Very strong stamina card, but it does not have Swinging Maestro. A lot of people are already needing to borrow Super Creek or something for the recovery. But you do have the value in that it does have Escaped Artists. And I believe, yeah, it's the only way currently to get it. But Fast Pace has been strong enough, which you can easily get on all your front runners. And I mean, you have Tail Held High, but nothing else too crazy in here. I mean, you can get Dodging Danger to try and get that combo going on. But I mean, nothing too crazy. It's not that good at all. Only hint level 3 as well, so you can double hit the skills in here when getting hints off her. So while it is very, very strong, I would not pull to MLB this one just because we have a lot better options. And as well as new, more stuff coming out here in the future that you're going to want to pull on instead to save those pulls. And so kind of just take a look at it, like what we have coming up here. So right off the bat, we have Manhattan Cafe. I think she's one that a lot of people are wanting to pull here when it comes to Umas. I think she's pretty popular. Kind of another good end closer that actually has 30% stamina gain. So she'll be really good for those that want to try and get very high stats on the longs, because then you can try and use power cards and get enough stamina through the power cards because of her high stamina gain, as well as having an ult very similar to Gold Ships that you already see how strong is on Gold Ship. But that, I mean, you have some other Umas in here, but the big one I think everybody needs to be saving for if you don't have MLB at this point is Kitasan Black. And even if you have her MLB, you have Meijiro Dober, which is another really strong one for your end closers and late surgers with her alt. Christmas Ogre Cap, which will be pretty strong. And then if you're wanting to whale out, Nice Nature, if you didn't whale out already on her in MLB, her will be a big pickup. And so after that, I mean, when we have more cards coming down here as well, we don't have to go in depth onto all of them, but a lot more options down here, which includes this banner right here where you can pity any Uma. And that would include the ones that we're already talking about right now in this one. Plus, you have a lot of other options there. So, just a lot of stuff coming up. So, I don't think anything here is worth it to pull. Kawakami Princess only being if she's like your Oshi, your favorite. Uma, you can definitely work around, and builders should just be a little bit harder. I mean, I already know that with Narita Taishin, since I really like Narita Taishin, and that 20% guts. I mean, you just got to work around it to take advantage of that to a certain extent. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought I'd just go over them really quick. I will have a video out later tonight to kind of let you know what's coming out in December, because the timeline may or may not be right. I would expect they would have already advertised them, even though we don't have the calendar yet. So maybe they'll come out like a day or two after the estimate, and then everything else on here will shift. We'll just have to see. But yeah, that'll be it for now. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.